Hello cyclists, welcome today, the first Chinese brand on the Two Wheels Good bike channel. I'm very excited to have the Urtopia bike. Wow, people, it was really hard for me to decide where to start because this bicycle is full of gimmicks and full of features, really. So please forgive me if I cannot mention all the features because it's just way too much. But of course, I want to introduce you to for me, the most important features that will make your commute with this carbon fiber bike a very nice experience. So where to start? Of course, look at the design. It's really something. So when I was cycling this bike, it was quite a lot that people came up to me and asked, is this safe? Because there's something missing, or where does this bike come from? I haven't seen it yet. So to give you a little glimpse of the brand, so Urtopia started on Indiegogo and they now do sell their bikes online. And of course, it is a carbon fiber frame. So it is of course super lightweight, only 15 kilos, and it is very stiff and durable. And in the end, when I tell you the price, you will also think, well, that's quite a good offer because this bike is not so expensive. But now back to the design. Of course, it is a very special design when you have a look. And the man behind that is a product designer from a very famous German car manufacturer that is located in Bavaria, BMW. So they thought, to make this revolutionary bike, you need not only a lot of features and quality, but you also need a very special, very futuristic design. Speaking about futuristic, this cockpit, it has a smart bar. And this smart bar was really surprising because you do have a display, an LED display that was a bit familiar on the top tube when you were maybe familiar with VanMoof. But this smart bar, this display also works when the sun is shining. Also on this smart bar, with your left thumb, there's a little joystick and you can go up and down to choose the different modes of assistance. When you push the upper arrow for 2 seconds, you see a little rocket on your display because then you're in the turbo mode. And it's accompanied by a sound. Yes, this bike does have a Bluetooth speaker underneath the integrated front light. And also the joystick, you can push the left or the right arrow, and then all the cars or cyclists behind you see that you want to go left or right. So turning signals like you know it from cars. I'd say very clever. I hope more and more bike manufacturers or component specialists we'll have a look what cars are doing already, and then if it's cool, implement it to bikes. Also with the joystick you can turn on and turn off the lights. The lights of course integrated, as I just said, in the front, in the smart bar, and in the back. In the back it looks very special. Have a look. Not sure if you like it. I think they need a lot of space, not only for the rear light but also for the turning signals. But it looks different, and different is always good, right? Also on the handlebar there is this little button for your right thumb and it's for your fingerprint. So this is one of the anti-theft features they have. So you can, if you want to, leave your fingerprint here, and then when you start the bike your fingerprint is read out first. And of course you turn on and turn off the bike. You can only turn it on here. You have to turn it off on the left side. It's also your bell, and you can of course choose between the different bell sounds. And this is very fantastic. This bike's not only speaking to you, but you can give like verbal commands like turn the light on, turn the light off, volume up, volume down. So there are quite a lot of different commands you can give. For me it was not working properly. Turn right. When I was really screaming at the bike, it was really doing what I was saying. But it's a feature you do not really need. It's nice, it's okay, but Do you really need it? I'm not 100% sure. Also an anti-theft thing, there is an eSIM integrated in the bike, and for a yearly subscription you can register your bike and then you do have a GPS tracking. But now, there was so much about the smart features. It is an e-bike. As you can probably see, because the down tube is a bit bigger and there's a little lock and there's a lid, which is quite interesting because you can take out the battery, so it gives you the highest amount of flexibility if you do not have the infrastructure to maybe load the complete bike in your garage, but you do have the option because there's a little lid. And it is a quite strong battery. It has 340 watts, so it gives you a very accurate range of up to 100 kilometers. Of course, always depending on what mode of assist you choose. It has 5 different modes of assist. Of course, you can ride the bike without any assistance at all, and it was totally fine for me because it was super lightweight and it's very sportive. So, but up to the turbo mode, and the turbo mode is really skyrocket fast. So for me it was almost a bit dangerous. The motor is in the rear hub. I don't know exactly what brand it is. Maybe it's an own production. It has 35 Newton meters of torque, which is totally okay for a lightweight bike. Sometimes it felt even more powerful to me. I don't know why, but it was really, really strong. Maybe also in combination with a torque sensor. So what a torque sensor does, it measures how powerful you push the pedal and gives you then the needed assistance. Urtopia to choose 2, for me, very important quality components. Hydraulic disc brakes, because when you're riding fast and agile and you're having lots of fun, you have to be super quick and you need reliable working brakes. So the Tektro is definitely, for me, it worked very well and I felt very secure and safe all the time. And the Gates carbon belt drive. So a belt drive is for me the best option if you have a single speed or if you have gears in the rear hub, because it lasts 3 times longer than a regular chain. It doesn't need any service at all and you don't have to use any grease or oil, so your trousers are always neat and clean. Well, the sitting position is very interesting. It's quite sportive, it feels sportive, but you do have a pretty upright sitting position, and due to the fact that the smart handlebar is very broad, it feels not like a mountain bike, but almost. So it gave me, I don't know, I couldn't really decide, is it like a commuting bike or comfortable, or is it rather like a sportive bike? And in combination with a saddle that is not like the most beautiful saddle, but it was very comfortable. And that's quite important because the bike is super stiff, it does not have any suspension at all. But in combination with the sitting position and the tires, it was really okay, even when I was riding over cobblestone. And the tires, again, another feature, are puncture-proof. So of course there's not the puncture-proof tire, but when you live in the city and there's glass or some metal lying on the street, always gives me a better feeling if I know that I don't have to change my tires like every second day. Also quite interesting how you change the height of the saddle, because there's a little screw integrated in the frame where you can adjust the height of the saddle. Okay, people, the one thing that I really don't like about this bike, and that's a lot of manufacturers, why do you choose very ugly pedals? Because really, it's just, come on guys. I mean, I would change them. So, but probably it's a question of the price, but that's the only thing that I really didn't like about the bike. Talking about when you order a bike online. You do have a 2-year warranty from Urtopia for the bike, and when you order the bike and you don't like it, you can return it after 2 weeks. So the risk is not too big. And it was for me quite interesting when the bike arrived. It came in a pretty small box, and when I opened the lid, it was really nice because it was lying in there like a puzzle. I had a really good manual, and there are quite a lot of interesting videos on the website that help you to assemble the bike. And this bike, of course, comes with an app, and the app is has all the information you need as a cyclist. You do have all your track history. There's of course a community. You can individualize all the features like the ring, the bell, the volume, and yeah, it's like everything you wish for when you're really a tech nerd or an early adopter. There are 2 frame sizes. Well, I did choose the smaller one, the M, the middle, and I'm 174 centimeters. As you can see, the saddle is somewhere in the middle, so it was perfect for me. And I think the large frame is up to 195 centimeters for larger people. Also, there are some accessories you can order. There's a bike stand and fenders, and you have to unfortunately use a backpack when you really want to commute because there's no rear or front rack for this bicycle. Maybe something that will come in the future, we don't know, but if you're really into serious commuting and you do need a rear rack, then Urtopia is unfortunately not offering yet a solution. This bike, carbon fiber, as I said, carbon fiber frame, 2 quality components, costs 3,300 euros. So I think it's a very interesting bike design-wise and packed with lots and lots and lots of features. I mean, what you have to keep in mind when you think maybe of other bike brands that offer a lot of technique and smartness, it also can be sometimes quite difficult, but Urtopia offers service, and they say they're looking for service partners worldwide so that you can bring your bike to a service partner. But anyhow, if you want to look for something very special, packed with gimmicks and features, Urtopia can definitely be the choice for you.